All right, here's our Geometry and Construction Semester 1 review. We'll break it up into 3 videos for Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. Okay, so the review questions here for Unit 1. So the first shape we have here is a trapezoid. So the area formula for a trapezoid is 1/2 base times height. I'm sorry, 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. Okay. So we have 1/2. Right, the bases are the two sides that are parallel to each other, so 12 and 8. So 12 plus 8. And then the height is the height of the distance between the two bases here, which is 6. Okay, so we have 1/2 and then 12 plus 8 times 6. So that's going to be 1/2 times 20 times 6. So 1/2 times 20 is 10, and then 10 times 6 is going to be 60. So our answer here is going to be 60. And then the double hash mark stands for inches. So this is going to be 60 inches squared. Okay, next figure is a circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, so pi, the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to this circle itself. So if the diameter across is 6, the radius of each of one side would be 3. So it's pi times 3 squared. 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm going to put 9 pi. Okay, and that's going to be inches squared again, right? There were 2 hash marks on that. Right, and then you could also multiply that out in your calculator. Right, 9 times pi, so 9 pi is going to be 28.3 inches squared. Right, for number 3, it's triangle. So the area formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So we have 1/2. The base of our triangle is 22 feet. And then the height of our triangle, the vertical distance here, is 15 feet. So we have 1/2 times 22 times 15. Okay, 1/2 times 22 is 11. So 11 times 15, that's 165. And then the 1 hash mark again is feet. So that's going to be 165 feet squared. Okay, so those are your area problems. Number 4 here, it says Mr. Felton has contracted to paint the interior of 10 classrooms. Each classroom is 22 feet by 30 feet and 10 feet high. He is painting only the walls. If 1 gallon of paint covers 400 square feet, how many gallons of paint does he need? Okay, so let me see if I can't draw a shape, a couple shapes here to draw the room. Okay, so try to make a 3-dimensional looking room here. Right, the bottom here is going to be the floor. So I'm going to make this right here the floor. Okay, so this is the floor of my classroom, of 1 classroom. There's 10 classrooms we need to paint. Okay, so, and that's going to be 22 by 30. So we'll make this 30 and this 22 because it looks smaller here. So 22 by 30. And then the height is going to be 10. Okay, and so maybe change the color a little bit here. So we have 4 walls in our classroom, right? So the front wall, right, is going to be 30 by 10. Right, and then the back wall here, right, is also 30 by 10. 30 feet by 10 feet. Okay, and then you have these side walls here, which would be 22 feet by 10 feet. And then the sidewall over here, right, which is also 22 by 10 feet. Okay, and we did one just like this in class. Okay, so 30 by 10, that's going to be 300 feet squared. All right, feet squared. This is also going to be 300 feet squared. 22 times 10 is 220 feet squared. 220 feet squared. Add them all together, that's going to be 1,040 feet squared. Okay, and then there are 10 classrooms. So this is for each classroom. So since there's 10 classrooms, we have to paint 10,400 square feet of wall. Okay, so we have a classroom. It's got 4 walls. The front and the back of our classroom here are 30 feet by 10 feet. And then the other 2 sides of our classroom are 22 by 10. So to find the area, length times width. So 30 times 10 twice, and then 22 times 10 twice. And we added all those up. So we have to paint 1,040 square feet for each room. But there are 10 classrooms, so we multiplied by 10. So we have a total of 10,400 square feet to paint. Right, each gallon of paint covers 400 square feet. We want to know how many gallons we have, so we're going to do 10,400 feet squared divided by the number of feet squared you can paint with 1 gallon, which is 400 square feet. Right, and those would cancel. Okay, and if we put that in our calculator here, 10,400 divided by 400 is going to be 26 gallons of paint. 26 gallons of paint. Okay. Number 5 here, students in the art club at Loveland High are tiling a wall that is 8 feet by 12 feet. They are using tiles that are 6 inches by 6 inches. How many tiles do the students need? So let's convert. We got a wall that's 8 feet by 12 feet and tiles that are 6 inches by 6 inches. So we have to either convert the inches here to feet or the feet here to inches. If we convert to feet here, we're going to end up with decimals. So I think it's better to work with whole numbers. So I'm going to convert 8 feet and 12 feet to inches. Okay, so 8 feet. There are 12 inches in a foot. So we need to multiply by 12. Okay, so 8 times 12 here is going to be 96. Right, and then we got to convert that 12 feet to inches. So 12 feet. Right, and there's 12 inches in a foot. In 1 foot. Right. Feet cancel, feet cancel here. So we're left with 144 inches. Okay, so if we want to find the area of the wall that we're tiling, that's going to be 96 inches by 144 inches. So if we put that in our calculators, 96 times 144, we're going to get 13,824 inches squared. Okay, that's the amount of area we need to cover on the wall. Right, our tiles are 6 inches by 6 inches. So each tile is going to cover 36 square inches. Okay, we want to know how many tiles we need. So we need to take the total area of the wall and divide by the area of each tile to get the number of tiles. So 13,824 inches squared divided by 36 inches squared. The inches squared are going to cancel here. So let's see, 13,824 divided by 36 gives us 384 tiles. Okay. All right, number 6, use the floor plan given. Find the area of the hallway and the entryway. Okay, let's look, I guess, at the entryway first. Okay, so the kitchen is 8 by 20, so 8 by 20. And then the living room, so this piece is 20 here. Right, the living room is 20 by 30, so this is going to be 20. This whole thing has to be 30, so if that piece is 20, this piece here has to be 10. So the entryway is 10 by 8, so that's going to be 80 square feet. Okay, and then we can do the same thing for our hallway. Okay, the bathroom is 12 by 14. So we know this piece here is 12, and this is 14. Right, the bedroom here is 16 by 16, so this whole thing has to be 16. So if this piece is 12, to make the whole thing 16, this is going to have to be 4. Okay, so 4 times 14 is going to be 56, I believe. Okay, and then we want the area of the hallway and the entryway, so we add them together. So 56 feet squared plus 80 feet squared. That's going to be 133 feet squared. Okay, so again, we knew the kitchen was 8 by 20. The living room's 20 by 30. So if this whole thing is 30 and this piece of the kitchen here is 20, this has to be 10. 10 plus 20 gives us 30. So then our entryway is 8 by 20. I'm sorry, 8 by 10, which is 80 square feet. Over here, our bathroom is 12 by 14. So we know this is 12 and this is 14. Since the bedroom is 16 by 16, we know this whole piece is 16. So that means this piece has to be 4 because that has to add up to 16. So then you have 4 by 14, which is 56 feet squared. So the total area of the hallway and the entryway combined is 133 feet squared. Okay. The next one is, are these figures below similar? Why? Or why not? Right. So over here, we have to set up a proportion and see if our proportions are equal. That's how we determine if they're similar. Okay, so we have 3 corresponds with 8. And then 15 corresponds with 20. So if we reduce that, we get 3 over 8 equals, divide by 5, you get 3 over 4. So those are not equal. So these two quadrilaterals here are not similar. Right? The corresponding sides, the ratios of the corresponding sides are not equal. So therefore, the sides are not proportional. And if the sides aren't proportional, the figures aren't similar. Similar figures have sides that are proportional and angles that are congruent. Okay, and then number 8. Okay, we don't need to worry about number 8. Don't worry about number 8. Okay. All right, number 9, we're going to find the missing values. So assume the figures are similar. So triangle ABC here is similar to triangle EFD. Okay, so X is going to correspond, AB will correspond with EF. So X is going to correspond with 1.6. And then AC is 10. That's going to correspond with ED, which is 2.4. So we'll do 10 over 2.4. Okay, we can cross multiply. That's 2.4x equals 16. Right? And if we do 16 divided by 2.4, we're going to get 6.67 for x. X equals approximately 6.67. Okay. Over here, 20 is going to correspond with x. And then 15 is going to correspond with 10. We cross multiply here. we get 15x equals 200. And then we can divide by 15 on both sides, so we get 200 divided by 15. And that's going to be 13.3, approximately 13.3. Okay, that's 9 and 10. And then 11 here. So we have two different triangles. Again, I highly recommend you draw the two triangles out. So I'm going to draw the big one. Right, and then I'm going to draw it again over here. Okay, so you got a right angle here. This is 9, and then this is 11. Okay, and then we got to draw the small triangle here in purple. Okay, we got a right angle here. This is x. All right, this piece here is 11 minus 5. This is going to be 6, right? The whole thing is 11. This piece over here is 5. So 11 minus 5 is going to give us 6. Okay, and then we can write our proportion and solve. So 9 corresponds with x, right? And 11 corresponds with 6. Cross multiply. So we're going to end up with 11x equals 54. All right, cross multiply. Okay, divide by 11. So that's going to be just under 5, 4.9, right? 54 divided by 11, 4.9. So x is going to be approximately 4.9. All right, a gable rafter is shown below. Find the missing measurement. So again, I'm going to draw the big triangle in red. Okay, so this is 11, and this is a right angle, and this is 4 feet. Okay, this should really be feet for an answer. Oops. Okay, so there's 11 feet by 4, and then height of 4 feet. Then let's draw the small one, 2 feet, and then x. Okay, and then we can set up our proportions and solve. So 4 corresponds with x, and then 11 with 2. Cross multiply. 11x is going to equal 8. Okay, divide by 11, x is going to equal 8 over 11. Okay, and that's Unit 1. We'll do a separate video for Unit 2 and Unit 3.